Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For those of you that might be new here, we typically do is go over crypto news and news in general in the space, update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's in the house. Mr. Luke, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. It's been a long time. He says, bro, my friend, how you been? I've been good. How about you? Peepaw Bill, good to see you, buddy. We have all set. Claude in the house. Let's see, Adam Williams, good to see you, buddy. Stephen Mint, Black Hat Team, Steven Cicero, good to see you, buddy. Perfect. Black Hat Team, I think I already said that. Tug Life, I love that name. Let's see, Triple Nickel Technologies, 10 minutes to midnight. Appreciate you all for being here. Everybody else I missed, I apologize, but let's get into this. Bitcoin, $68,608. We got Ethereum at 25.23. Solana, 176 bucks. XRP is at 51 cents if anybody cares. We got Litecoin over here at $70.86. Caspa still being held down a little bit. It's at 12 cents. It did have a friggin' real pullback to about 10 cents this weekend. I got some more. I actually swapped some Doge because it was up on the day into Caspa, but now of course Doge is at 14.5 cents. It's all my fault. It's a good thing though. I like seeing Doge pump. Still have some. I didn't spend it all. Near Protocol over here, $4.25. We have Sui down 5.5% over here to $1.69. Could be worse. Let's see, ADA's at 33 cents, just about 34 cents. AVAX at 26 bucks. This carry, this one, CRE, whatever this coin is, it was been absolutely killing it this whole weekend, and now it's down 17% to 33 cents. I don't know if anybody got into that. I don't know what the project's about. I don't know where you could buy it. It was absolutely on a tear last week, and yeah, I guess this week it's going to be different. Let's see. Yeah, nothing really else jumping out at me, guys. ETC actually $18.38. Wanted to mention that one, but that's about it. All right, let's jump over to Crypto Bubbles. Biggest earner of the day seems to be this SPX over here. Not sure what this is. SPX 6,900, ranked 79th. I think I've seen this before, but I don't know what this project is either. It's at 94 cents. We have Nero up 8.1% over here first. Nero on Ethereum. I'm assuming this is a meme coin. It's ranked 100, so this could get kicked out any second. $688 million market cap. We got 1/10 of a penny for that one. Looks like HNT's down 2.5% today. We have Sui down 5.3% to $1.69. Let's see, biggest losers. Yeah, Sui's the biggest loser of the day. Interesting. Popcat up 6.7% to $1.52. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing really jumping at me. All right, Flashbang Fear and Greed Index. Let's see, I gotta refresh this. We're at a 72. That's actually pretty high. I wasn't expecting it to be that high. Interesting. Well, yesterday it was at 74 apparently. As long as we're under 75, I think we're okay. I want it to come back a little bit, but I guess we're gonna have to see what happens. I know the election's only a couple days away. Like what? Is it less than a week? Or is it? It's a week away, right? A little over a week, like 8 days or something. It's coming quick, so we're gonna have to see what happens there. I don't think it's really gonna matter either way, but we're gonna have to see. Looks like MAGA over here is pumping and trending coins up 29%. Look at that. $4.66. Nice. Simon's Cat and Goatsius Maximus as well.
It's a fucking good.
Geek of All Trades isn't here, but I had to do it. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin starting at a $1.35 trillion market cap. Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, XRP, Lotto Staked Ether, Dogecoin, and Tron in 10th place at a $14.1 billion market cap. In 11th place is Toncoin, and Cardano is in 12th place at a $12.1 billion market cap. It's actually $2 billion behind Tron now. Interesting. Let's see, where's Litecoin at? It's in 23rd place over here, against 70 bucks today. 77 according to this chart. We got Caspa in 34th place over here at a $3 billion market cap. Man, they lost about $1.2 billion in their market cap as well. Crazy. I really hope Caspa does well. I think it will, but I don't know, only time will tell. Ethereum Classic, $18.37 again at a $2.7 billion market cap in 37th place. Yeah, that's it, guys. Let's jump over to miners and see what we're looking like over here. All right, the L9 looks to be the top of the charts, obviously, with Doge pumping at 14.5 cents. It's going to be Most profits are from Dogecoin on the L9, the L7. Any script miner really is like 85% Doge, and the rest is Litecoin. So L9, 17 gigahash unit over here, making 23.81 a day. We got the AL1 Pro in second place at it's a 16.6 terahash unit at $23.76. We got the L9 16 gigahash unit over here, making 22.41 a day. The AL1 15.6 terahash unit making 22.31. Man, they're going down hard. What's going on with lithium? Let's just look. Gotta check because I haven't looked yet. Lithium has been taking a real shit lately. At $1.13. Yeah, it's been taking a real shit. Yeah, I don't know. You guys still have high hopes for lithium? I mean, I guess it's still higher than it's been. If you look at the year, and again, this is only on CoinGecko, but nothing, no exact science here. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see what's the max look like. All right, it's higher than. All right, I mean, it could be worse. It could definitely be worse. I feel bad for people that paid that much money for those freaking AL1s though. It's crazy. They were like 40 grand or something. Insane to make $20 a day. We get the Ice River AL3 15 terahash unit over here, making $21.16 a day. Interesting. Yeah, then Ice River drops that. What are these things going for now? Does anybody know? AL3 rather. Over on Ice River, let me know. All right, looks like the Alpha Packs is actually up here. 14 gigahash unit, the DG1 Plus, to $17.25. Interesting. Looking down at my L7, you guys know I got this thing at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them if you guys are interested in hosting. Links in the description. But my 9050 L7 3-year-old plus machine is making $9 a day right now. That's amazing. I need to buy more L7s, to be honest. I should just buy another L7 and get rid of my S19K. That's what I should do, to be honest. Let's see. The KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit over here making only $6.94 a day. My L7 from 3 years ago is making more money than the KS5 Pro right now. That's freaking awful. Bruh. That is awful. That is terrible. All right, I'm done. I can't. This is just depressing. It's depressing. Let's move on to GPUs. Let's see. Aleo seems to be top of the charts. Yep, all the way down. Zealous on the 170HX and Carlson. If anybody, well, Carlson, that thing's still around. Thought that got rugged with Pyron. We got the 6800 XT over here, mining Chlor. Nice. Xano is getting thrown in to a lot of the lower end cards, I guess. 3060s, 3070. Actually, a 3080 as well, and 7900 XT. Nice. All right, so you guys have two coins to choose from, but let's look at Aleo. Another coin I don't know anything about. I've never minded it, but I would not hold it. Just my opinion. Max chart looks like ass. Doesn't look very confident. This is not a confident chart, people. This is what it looks like. It's right here. Right here is yeah, bad. Just bad. All right, CPUs. Let's see. CPUs quick. Zephyr over here in Spur. I don't know what this is. SPR Spur something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. What's it called? What is it called? Spectre Network. That's what it is. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? But Zephyr still top of the charts, from my understanding. All right, moving on to news. Big tech earnings, Alphabet, Meta, and Amazon. What to expect? Let's see what they got to say over here in Yahoo Finance. This was dropped about 17 hours ago. Let's do it. Oh, God.
Joining now to focus in on three members of the Mag 7, Amazon, Meta, and Alphabet. With a combined market value of more than $5 trillion, these three tech juggernauts dominate across e-commerce, social media, and search. To discuss, we want to bring in Mark Mahaney, Evercore ISI's Senior Managing Director, Head of Internet Research. Mark, it's great to have you on, and you're the perfect person to talk about these three names. So let's kick off this coverage with Alphabet. A lot of eyes are going to be focused on what exactly we are hearing from Google's parent company. Of course, it's everything from Google Cloud all the way to the advertising revenue. I'm curious, what is the number one or maybe the top factors that you will be looking for in this results?
I think it starts with search and it probably ends with search. So can they maintain search revenue growth, kind of double digit, solid 12, 13, 14% search revenue growth year over year? Does the outlook continue for that? Second is YouTube. If there was one weakness in the June quarter, and like generals, investors always battle the last quarter. The softness last quarter had to do with YouTube, which came in a little light. So does that turn around or not? And if it doesn't, why hasn't it turned around? It's not like it's declining, but the growth did come in light. And so that would be the secondary issue. And then third, there is a broad expectation in the market that the cloud companies will be able to print accelerating revenue growth in the back half of this year because industry cloud demand is accelerating. So Google Cloud should show that, by the way. So should Microsoft Azure, and so should AWS.
I wonder what you think, Mark, about the AI goodness. It feels like Google has not had the first mover advantage on that. What do you expect to hear from Alphabet's earnings specifically on AI?
Well, they've been talking about how they're trying to infuse AI into all their products and services. I mean, I think you're seeing it in AI overviews or in Google Gemini. And then I think you're seeing it also from a marketer perspective. So not too many consumers see this, but in terms of the way that they're able to help marketers and advertisers better target, better manage ad campaigns, better drive attribution, and all of that should lead to a higher return on ad spend, which should lead to continued kind of robust ad revenue growth across the board. So I actually think Google's done a decent job with AI. They've been investing in it for, I don't know, 7-8 years or something like that. I think they got caught a little bit flat-footed by OpenAI, but my guess is that they have the ability to easily catch up to where OpenAI is.
Mark, let's zero in on Meta. Meta has certainly been an outperformer among the Mag 7 companies since the start of the year. We're looking at gains of over 60% since January 1st. Of course, a lot of the focus is going to be on CapEx spending plans. What exactly we are going to be hearing from Zuckerberg on the call or some of the other Meta executives. Is this the type of momentum that you see continuing here after third quarter earnings results, or is this a risk here of almost a catalyst to the downside?
It's probably more the latter than the first. There's this mean reversion trade that, I think is a probability with this name. Look, I think fundamentals are well intact with Meta. Is it actually the best performing of the Mag 7? I guess it probably is. I don't know. Probably not with NVIDIA, but I don't cover some of the other names. But in the internet space, the fundamentals have been amongst the most and probably the most impressive in the advertising space. I mean, especially at their scale, they're doing well over 20% revenue growth. That is truly impressive. I think there's a lot of kind of untapped areas, threads, click-to-message ads, WhatsApp, Facebook Marketplace that they can still kind of lean into to sustain what I would call premium growth, mid-teens, maybe even high teens over the next couple of years. Margins are rising. So the expectations are high for this stock. I think they'll be able to deliver against them. I like the stock. It's not one of my top picks because it's not that dislocated right now. It's not dislocated at all. It's probably the most consensus long in large cap internet. But maybe the one trick or one thing, if the stock were to trade off, it would probably be because the company were to surprise people with a really aggressive CapEx outlook for next year. I think that's a possibility. I don't think that's the probability, but I think it's a possibility that happens.
Well, given that Meta has found a lot of success by being really defensive on the balance sheet, I wonder, too, what you think we're going to learn about their expenditures when it does come to AI. Do you think that we will get any indication about any ROI on their AI spend this cycle, or will we have to wait?
I think we'll get it. I think we've gotten it. The last 2 years, if you look at the ability of this company to recover to almost 30% ad revenue growth, that came because of AI. They used AI to rebuild the user interface to make it more of a media platform rather than a social platform. And they used it to dramatically improve the ad targeting, campaign management, ad creative for marketers. And that's why Meta right now is perceived to be kind of the easy buy amongst marketers, amongst advertisers. I think they'll be able to give you more and more data points that prove that they've been able to effectively, with a good ROAI, they've been able to effectively invest in AI, which is one of the reasons why I think they've been so successful with it, that I think they may well decide to even more aggressively lean in. I don't think any of these major internet tech companies, the big ones, Amazon, Google, and Facebook, Meta, I don't think any of them are going to step back and say, hey, we're cutting back our AI CapEx. They're either going to keep it where it is or they're going to accelerate it even more. And that could be a little bit of an issue for investors.
Mark, zeroing in on Amazon, I know it's your top pick within your coverage list right now. You've got a 240 price target on the stock. Explain to us or break down that bullish call and why you're so confident in Amazon at this juncture.
I think Amazon can go higher if AWS growth continues to accelerate. High margin business, large TAM, market leading position. If they can kind of prove that 2 years ago, the narrative was they were losing share to Microsoft. If that narrative changes, and it would change if they continue to show accelerating revenue growth, I think that helps takes the stock higher. If retail sales growth for Amazon, kind of around 10%, kind of stays consistent, there's no real sign of consumer softness at Amazon, and if retail margins continue to rise, the trick here is they're investing a lot in this new satellite communications initiative called Kuiper, which is kind of a competitor to Starlink. So investors are going to want to know what's happening to the core retail margin trends ex Kuiper. If they can show those to be steadily, consistently, solidly rising, like if you put those 2 or 3 elements together, the stock goes higher. That's why it's one of our top picks. It's why it's our top pick.
Yeah. Mark, let me get 30 seconds from you on AWS, making up about 17% of the business, I believe. What do you expect to hear from them about growth moving forward?
Acceleration. So they did 19% year-over-year revenue growth last quarter. That number's probably 20, 21% this quarter. And it's because we're behind the optimization cycle, because AI workloads are leading to more requirements or more business for storage and compute, and because corporations as a whole are re-engaging with cloud computing. We should see acceleration from AWS. By the way, if you don't, I think that'd be a real negative catalyst for the stock.
All right, Mark, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Womp womp. All right, moving on. Videos of the day. We don't have too much news, obviously. It is Monday, so we're gonna get into this. Could Microsoft be the next big buyer of Bitcoin? Microsoft is looking to invest into Bitcoin. If you guys didn't know, they're trying to put it in their balance sheets or whatever. So let's see what they got to say over here on Swan Bitcoin.
Welcome to Pure Bitcoin Signal. I'm Hurley, Director of Content with Swan. Now let's get right into it. In an SEC filing late yesterday afternoon, Microsoft disclosed an assessment of investing in Bitcoin and is currently proposing it as a voting item for their shareholder meeting on December 10th. It seems we've come a really long way from the good old days of Bill Gates and this comment about wanting to short Bitcoin.
You know, I agree. I would short it if there was an easy way to do it.
In the Microsoft
That jackass also said he would short Tesla, and then look how that went.
Bruh.
proposal, they mentioned MicroStrategy in particular as a reason for their interest in the digital asset, saying, quote, MicroStrategy, which like Microsoft is a technology company, but unlike Microsoft holds Bitcoin on its balance sheet, has had its stock outperform Microsoft stock this year by 313%, despite doing only a fraction of the business that Microsoft has. And they're not alone. The institutional and corporate adoption of Bitcoin is becoming more commonplace. Microsoft's second largest shareholder, BlackRock, offers its clients a Bitcoin ETF. So it seems the meteoric rise of MicroStrategy stock has become too big to ignore. And who could ignore it, as MSTR just hit a new 25-year high today. Damn. So MSTR performance plus the clear institutional embrace of Bitcoin following the spot ETF launch earlier this year is what prompted the assessment, which makes me wonder if the BlackRock brass had anything to do with this proposal. As it states in the proposal itself, BlackRock is the second largest shareholder of Microsoft. And of course, BlackRock has become huge proponents of Bitcoin over the last year since their industry-leading Bitcoin ETF was announced and launched. So just like BlackRock strong-armed publicly traded companies to invest in ESG over the years, we could be seeing the same thing happen as they push Bitcoin on their largest investor base. It's important to note that the Microsoft board recommended a vote against this proposal, stating that they already carefully considered the topic. But just imagine as a large Microsoft shareholder looking at these two charts side by side and voting no to this proposal. I mean, you'd have to be pretty delusional, right? Well, Michael Saylor himself took to X to send this message to Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Hey Satya Nadella, if you want to make the next $1 trillion for Microsoft shareholders, call me. Saylor has every reason to be cocky and assertive here. Since adopting their Bitcoin acquisition strategy, MicroStrategy is up 1,711%, compared to the S&P 500 rising 75% and Microsoft rising 112%. So even though the board officially recommends against investing in Bitcoin, the significance is clear. Bitcoin can no longer be ignored among publicly traded companies and must be at least considered for their balance sheet. I mean, so far we have Tesla, who holds thousands of Bitcoin, we have MicroStrategy, who holds over 250,000 Bitcoin and will likely be included in the S&P 500 next year. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK, Morgan Stanley, and numerous other mega fund managers actively pursuing and marketing Bitcoin to their clients. We have multi-billionaires Michael Dell of Dell Computers, Tim Cook of Apple, and Jeff Bezos of Amazon all explicitly expressing interest in acquiring Bitcoin or admitting they own some. Not to mention pension funds, nation states, and even a front-running presidential candidate in the US talking about a desire for a national strategic reserve of Bitcoin. The trends are completely inescapable at this point. And if anyone is trying to tell you that Bitcoin's days are numbered, and it's just a matter of time before Ethereum or Cardano or Solana or any other crypto coin will flip Bitcoin in market cap, kindly tell them to eat dust. The dying narrative that Bitcoin will be overtaken by any other cryptocurrency is unfathomably ridiculous at this point. And to really hit
It would have been funnier if he said eat shit.
this point home, who better to explain it than Michael Saylor? Take a look at this clip where Saylor explains in detail why Bitcoin is the dominant digital monetary network and why nothing will ever catch it at this point.
Which network is going to win? We launched Bitcoin as the 40th try and the first one with the right monetary policy, the right cryptography, and an equitable launch. Satoshi launches it, walks away forever, disclaims beneficial ownership. It's an immaculate conception. Okay, what if somebody else launched another crypto network with an immaculate conception? There's been 5 million cryptos launched. Most of them are not immaculately conceived. Some of them still have the founding teams that are getting rich off of them. When there's a founding team getting rich off of them with a jet and with an office or with a mansion, it doesn't look immaculate. There's no Satoshi in a swimming pool flying his jet around as a billionaire, right? That's
Maybe
why
he is, we don't know. We don't know who he, she, they are.
And the point is we absolutely know there isn't because the coins have not moved in 15 years. and we can see them. Now you have an interesting issue, which is, why is Bitcoin the winner? It's because all the smart money in the world decided that's the winner. Did it have to be? Well, no, it's like, why do we speak English? Because all the rich, powerful people decided on English. Could it have been a different language? It could have been French. Napoleon wanted it to be French, but it wasn't French. It was English. Why do we use base 10 math? Because all of the rich, powerful engineering companies use it. Is it the only form of math? No. There's base 2, base 8, base 16. So Bitcoin is the protocol that the rich, powerful, smart people chose. Okay, so you can fork it and create your own, and you will have to find stupid, poor people to buy yours. But why would I actually want to put all my money in the network with the stupid poor people when I've already got the network with the smart rich people, right? And the result of that is Bitcoin is the most powerful crypto network in the world, and you can measure it by a computer power, 700 exahash. That's $40 billion of special purpose semiconductors that generate more hashes than all the computer power of Microsoft, all the computer power of Amazon, all the computer power of Meta. If they all ganged up on it, they still can't get to 700 exahash. It's the most powerful computer network. Then it has 18 gigawatts. 18 gigawatts of electric power. That's the most powerful, electrically powerful network. 18 gigawatts is more power than the US Navy uses to run all the aircraft carriers and the destroyers and the battleships.
Wow.
We conquered the world with less than 18 gigawatts of power. It's 18 full-on nuclear reactors running full-on, right? Spread everywhere in the world. Okay, how does that compare to the second best? The second best has like 0.1% that much power. You know, how about the hash rate? 1%, maybe. And then 800 billion in capital has backed the network. So what's the second best? The second best doesn't even have 8. Like 99% of the real money went into the Bitcoin network. Everything else you read about in crypto, right? All the other crypto assets that might be a store of value. I'm not counting the stable coins because they're just dollar pegged. But everything else probably doesn't even have 8 billion. It might have a few $billion, right? So it's like 99% to 99.9% dominant. And then you go to the political power. Well, there's 420 million crypto people that love crypto, but what's the reserve asset of crypto? It's Bitcoin. 420 million voters, and then 200 million people that hold an instrument backed by Bitcoin. So what's the source of the network? Political power, electrical power, digital, computer power, economic power. That's the source of power of the network. So what do you want as your long-term store of value? You want something economically sound. That means absolutely zero inflation rate forever, and nobody can screw with that. You want something ethically sound. That means an asset without an issuer, where the inventor, Prometheus, disappeared. You own fire, you know, electricity, you can use it. The English language, you can use it. Math, you can use it. Bitcoin, you can use it. There's no company with copyright that charges you a royalty, right? It needs to be ethically sound, needs to be a commodity. Finally, it needs to be technically sound, good engineering. Bitcoin is both the economically sound asset and it's the ethically sound asset, but it's a big tech digital network. It means that I can move $100 billion a million times a second.
So if you don't own any Bitcoin yet, you must be starting to ask yourself this question. What if the Bitcoin people were right all along? In the infamous words of Satoshi, it might make sense to get some in case it catches on. And you bet.
Is there anybody here that doesn't own any Bitcoin? I wonder. I'm going to put a poll in the chat.
Better believe it's catching on. That's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
All right.
Another day.
Did not mean to click on that. All right, shout out to him for that video. Let's see, crypto, how to get insanely wealthy in the next 12 months. I'm going to put that poll up in just a second. Let's do it. This is Lark Davis. If you guys don't know, hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it.
Right now, there are around 172,300 crypto millionaires in the world, give or take a few 100,000 probably. Can you imagine how many more crypto millionaires there are going to be, though, by the end of 2025? And if you want to be one of those people, then you should keep watching this video, all right? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down six things that you can do to take advantage of the cryptocurrency bull market so that you can build life-changing wealth, get financial freedom, financial independence, all that stuff. Tell F you to your boss. The next 12 months could be all you need to make it. If you do it right, of course, and stick around to the end of the video because you do not want to miss the last point, okay? You won't make it without it. So, first up, love it or hate it, guys. You can't argue the fact. Meme coins. Meme coins. The biggest gains in 2024, by a long shot, not even close, have come from meme coins. And this will continue through 2025. Unless they suddenly find a cure for human greed, meme coins are going nowhere. Now, according to crypto trader Murad, the cryptocurrency industry is in the middle of a meme coin supercycle because what Bitcoin can do in 1 year or 2 years, meme coins can do in an hour, a day, a week. Incomparable. People want quick gains in this market, and that maintains a strong lure for them with meme coins. Essentially, meme coins have become the NFTs of the cycle, right? If you look back at the hype and all the narrative around that, but on a much bigger scale with way more liquidity and way more insanity. Now, Murad gave a keynote speech at Token 24/9 back in September outlining the meme coin supercycle thesis, and there are two driving forces behind this thesis, internal and external factors, essentially. With cryptocurrency market flooded right now with altcoins, retail investors have essentially become totally disillusioned and are pretty damn sick of being dumped on by VCs and all that kind of stuff. Then, with the economic deck of cards essentially stacked against them, inflation, cost of living crisis, job layoffs, they are a lot more likely to turn to the allure of meme coins, which offer the potential for high returns and, of course, have cult-like community following for a sense of belonging. It's real. So retail investors, they're turning their back on the big tech VC coins in favor of community-backed tokens where they actually have a fairer chance of being able to make money. Look, for low-cap meme coins under, even under $1 billion, okay, with major cryptocurrency exchange listings, plenty of liquidity, and a strong community, there's real opportunity there, okay? And even those over $1 billion still have a lot of room to run unless risk attached to them, okay? So I find the sweet spots between like 50 and 200 million, particularly after they've had a big retrace after a major pump. Look, meme coins have potential to mint millionaires this cycle, and if you want to do just that, then check out my video recently where we talk about 7 undervalued meme coins with huge potential. Number 2, okay, curate your feed. Curate your feed. I'm talking about your social media feeds, your email inbox, your go-to resources for cryptocurrency information and knowledge. Because remember, your environment can have a huge impact on your future success. Are you in rooms where people are talking about the next top meme coins? Or are you in rooms where people are arguing about, like, what's better, Ethereum or Cardano? Nobody gives a crap. Who wants to make money, okay? So ditch the cheap dopamine, the cat videos, the latest TikTok trends, all that BS, right? Look for the people and places that are going to help you level up your wealth. Seriously. For example, you could use lists over on X to curate together the crypto projects that you're interested in, the researchers that you appreciate, right? The crypto market news, the traders that you like, that hit you with the alpha, and stay up to date with those guys. It's going to help you filter out a lot of the noise from the rest of the market and stop you, of course, from getting caught in the dreaded doom scrolling loop, right? Just mute the word politics, right? It's not going to help you make money, okay? Go ahead and bookmark all of your go-to tools for news, for analytics, research. So they're just one place, easy to find, with a ton of crypto news sites out there. Just choose 2 or 3. There's too many, and they all say the same damn stories anyway. Okay, you don't need to browse through all of them. And if you don't have time to do all the research yourself, make sure to join, well, a bunch of newsletters. There's some incredible newsletters in this industry to help you with some of that heavy lifting. The market moves super fast, so you need to be able to learn. You need to get information as quickly as you can. Information asymmetry becomes critical in this market. There's so much free information out there on the internet that can make you rich. So go get it. And speaking of newsletters, by the way,
nothing makes you rich. Just saying. Your own research makes you rich.
Check out our newsletter. It's seriously awesome. The Wealth Mastery Newsletter. Look, this thing is your weekly guide to what is going on in the cryptocurrency markets, okay? Our readers love it, and I'm sure that you will too. If you're not signed up already, you should really get signed up. And here is why, because every single week, my team of researchers, a whole team of researchers, the AI narrative is leading the crypto market. Had like 50% mind share of total conversations happening in crypto the other day, partially due to AI memes. Yet the total market cap of AI coins is less than that of the top 2 meme coins. Undervalued, right? The AI market cap has exploded in 2024 after more than doubling in just 20 days back in March this year from 10 to 25.1 billion. Then it jumped again by 75% in 21 days. In August from 18.2 up to 32 billion. Now the sector has since cooled off, but once the bull market is in full swing, what do you think is going to outperform? You're going to see Nvidia and all this stuff going crazy, and guess what? Meme coins going crazy. Now we have AI meme coins. Well, AI coins more broadly are probably going to do very, very well. And when we see big market moves for stuff like Nvidia, AI cryptocurrencies tend to get attention too. But the intersection between crypto and AI bots is where things start pretty interesting. See, the AI narrative has been pushed further into the mainstream with an A16Z Andreessen Horowitz funded AI bot called Truth Terminal. I became a crypto millionaire through its association with the GOAT meme coin. AI agents are out here literally like making millions of dollars. What are you doing with your life, huh? I tell you. This will lead to countless more AI tokens, of course, being created. We've already seen it dozens in the last week, many of which already are proven to be rug pulls. And of course, many of these new coins will have potential to make you a lot of money, the AI meme coins in particular, but really AI coins more broadly. Things like, yeah, the big boys, Render and Tensor, fantastic. They do have potential to make great money as well with a lot less risk involved. And there's a lot of other great AI protocols coming out all the time, loads of stuff that we've been covering here on the channel. Look, when it comes down to it, no one is bullish enough on AI cryptocurrencies. They're going to be massive. Now, to get you closer to finding that altcoin alpha, mix it back up here, get back into some nitty-gritty stuff, it can help to find community groups to be in. Now, crypto narrative It's simply a story about a coin, a project, or a major development within a specific sector that will drive attention and attract new buyers. And it's more often than not that narratives drive price. Stories drive price, okay? To find the next crypto narrative, you have to be paying attention to where the attention is actually heading. And it's very hard to do that alone. Straight up. Investors come to the cryptocurrency market for the promise of high returns, but you usually end up staying for the community. Doesn't mean you have to hold your bags into the bear market, but you can stick around and still hang out with friends, all right? That's fine. By joining like-minded people in crypto communities based within Telegram or Discord, which is where the vast majority of actual community stuff happens, the shit posting, the alpha, that's over on X. The actual communities, Telegram and Discord. You get to learn from...
He's not wrong. All the shit is over on X. That is literally... Does anybody like love Twitter more than like anything else? I love Elon Musk and I love the whole free speech thing, but goddamn, it is AIDS. It has turned into a shit storm over there.
From one another while also interacting with each other and gaining insights directly from your favorite crypto traders and content.
Mostly just the political stuff, but you know what I mean.
Creators, all that kind of stuff. And in the world of crypto, new narratives, of course, can change very quickly. So it's best to work smarter, not harder. Collaborate with other people. Get those ideas flowing. Guess what? We got you covered again. We've got the Inner Circle. It is our Discord community. This is where you'll get direct guidance from me and the Wealth Mastery Research team, all of course to help you guys spot blockchains. Okay, that's what's hot right now. People love new coins, shiny new coins. Well, meme coins are having a moment right now, and eventually there will be some level of rotation back to utility and fundamentals, right? Crypto investors will come to a point where they're ready to believe in the promise again that the technology of crypto can solve something somewhere, somehow in the real world. So you may want to consider allocating some capital to all those hot new layer 1 coins. SWI, for example, Aptos, both getting a lot of attention right now. Or even stuff that's been around for a while, just getting a lot of attention, like Phantom rebranding to Sonic, right? Opportunity there.
What?
Now, you may be thinking,
Phantom's rebranding? I didn't know that.
Why only the new layer 1s, Lark? That's because out of the top 53 cryptos from December 2017 to the last bull run in 2021, only 11 hit their all-time highs again. That's only 21%. The odds are against you for betting on some of the old dino blockchains that once were popular to come back. So if you're still holding those old coins, praying that they rise from the ashes again like a phoenix, well, you're betting against the odds,
Throw it out.
essentially. You may want to rethink your strategy. History is not on your side here, okay? And having said that, look, Solana, one of the exceptions to the rule, Avalanche, showing a lot of promise this cycle, but only time will tell as the bull market continues to play out what the market's truly going to value or not. And no matter what you're investing in, make sure to bank those gosh darn profits. Serious.
This is the most important part. You guys need to make sure you take profits. If you double your money, get the fuck out. Don't be stupid. Please.
Your biggest regret, hear me now, quote me later. Your biggest regret will be watching your portfolio 5, 10, maybe even 50x. You nailed it, man. 50x, boom. And then you take a screenshot. You watch it all go to zero once the market crash happens, because mark my words, there will be another horrific, devastating, terrifying, terrible, just bad, bad bear market. It's coming. Not soon, but it will come. And if you don't sell, good night, dog. It's going to be bad. You're going to watch all those coins go to zero. Happens time and time again. You won't want to accept it when the market's up and everything's going crazy. I'm a genius. You're not a genius. It's just the bull market, okay? If you don't have an extra strategy in place before the market top is in, you are basically guaranteed to lose, okay? Successful investors will often have thought about their extra strategy before even entering the market. To think about it before they even...
Retro Mike, you're not the only one. everybody held, well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. Most people held a lot of their stuff last run and for the bear market, and it's been rough. It's one of those lessons you learn that you're probably never going to do again, right? You got to learn from everything, and that's just pretty much how it goes. You just have to have an exit strategy, and that's why I said if you double your money, or if you get to like have an idea of where you want to go, and once you get there, take your profits. Don't be stupid. There's nothing's gonna go up forever. You're gonna think it's gonna feel like it's gonna, but telling you right now, it's not gonna.
Buy. One of the biggest problems you'll have as a cryptocurrency investor, of course, is knowing when to actually sell, knowing when to take money off of the table. So if you find yourself in that situation where you see an altcoin come to be worth 20, 30% of your portfolio, then it's probably time to hit that sell button. Take some profits. You don't have to sell the whole thing. You don't. Sell half of it. Sell 2/3 of it. Sell something, man. Rebalance. I don't know. Or if a coin you...
He's not wrong. I'm going to end it there, but well, with him, that's, yeah. That's probably the best thing to take away from that. Make sure you guys take profits. I can't stress that enough. And I'll let you guys know when I do for sure. Will Bitcoin price skyrocket or collapse post-election? Actually, I didn't even see the title to this video. I just wanted to watch it, but It's going to be an interesting one, I'm sure. Let's see what they got to say over here on Altcoin Daily. Let's do it.
The Bitcoin price continues to rally into this presidential election, also the NASDAQ, also the S&P. But will Bitcoin skyrocket or will Bitcoin collapse post-election? And depending on who wins, which outcome should we expect? Well,
so we were talking about this actually on Saturday night, and I don't think it's going to matter, really, who gets into office initially, right? I mean, yeah, if she gets in, then obviously we'll probably have a little scare off, right? If Trump gets in, we'll have probably a small rally. But I think no matter what happens next year, it's all going to be in the same place where it's got to be anyways. You know what I mean? It's might have a little bit choppy waters as soon as the election happens, but it's just, I don't know. It's all noise.
Just looking at history, and you know, on Altcoin Daily, we'll always show you the actual data so you have all the information to make the best decision for you. This is the stock market and presidencies showing the S&P 500 price returns on a log scale with presidents and their parties highlighted since 1933. And this is showing us that over the long run, based on history...
Look at that. That proves the point that it's not going to matter. It could be really choppy, but over time, it still goes up.
That it doesn't really matter which party wins, markets tend to go up.
Yeah.
But I actually want to go a step further, go deeper than just the superficial. Look at some data that not a lot of other crypto channels are sharing with you. So watch today's whole video. And this is interesting because yes, the prediction market, like on Margex, these are people trading this presidential election. A Trump victory is being priced in, but Harris just in the last 2 days. And you can go back on my video from 2 days ago and look at the numbers then. But there's no question. Harris was in the 30s, high 30s before. A Trump win was in the 60s. Harris is starting to creep up. But let's be honest, whether you're the crypto market or traditional Wall Street markets, it's just a fact that Wall Street is starting to already price in a Trump victory. Billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya, on the latest All In podcast episode, explains.
I think that the short-term takeaway that I have just looking at all of this data is that in the economic distribution of outcomes, this is now tilted overwhelmingly to a Trump win. And this is not an emotional statement or what I want to happen, but this is just an observation of how tens of trillions of dollars of self-interested financial actors have now repositioned their risk. And if Trump wins, which it looks like he's increasingly going to do, and if he wins by the margins that it looks like it's going to do, you're going to see a lot of these things exacerbate. Gold's going to go up more probably. Bitcoin will probably go up. Perfect. The short-term economic upside for the economy will probably get reflected in higher equity prices, but it'll also push out long-term rates. The inflation picture becomes a little bit murkier. But I think that that's what's happening. I think that the financial markets are pricing in a Trump win.
So I understand if Trump wins, why equities and why the stock market would go up. But why would gold go up? Aren't those two things, stock market and gold, sort of inverse?
Sorry, just to understand better, why does gold go up in a Trump win?
I think in the short term, what happens is that you see more economic growth, but in the medium term, inflation goes up, and so you want to hedge.
Right.
So it's more about a durational balance of assets. So in the short term, you'll be long the things that will generate earnings, but in the medium to long term, you want to hedge yourself. So Bitcoin and gold, I think, will trade that way.
So just looking at Trump for a sec, then we'll get to Kamala. Then I'll share with you this other chart, which no other channel is sharing with you. But just looking at the short-term effects, if Trump wins in the short term, I would expect a pop. He's running on economy. He's running on business and increasing markets. A pop would make sense. And at the same time, if Kamala would win, I would expect a dip in that short term, but any dip would certainly be a buying opportunity, I think. And just like billionaire Paul Tudor Jones' thesis on inflation, Bitcoin will benefit.
Given all of the things you're saying, are you off buying gold and Bitcoin and
I think all roads lead to inflation. We're going to end up,
but does all roads lead to inflation, therefore gold is a good investment? Is Bitcoin a good investment to you?
I'm long gold. I'm long Bitcoin. I think commodities are so ridiculously underowned.
And if you're trading this election event, here are what these standings mean for you. If you were to invest $100 on Trump, you would take home $162 in total if Trump wins. If you are willing to take the underdog of Harris based on the odds and trade $100 for her odds live. But post-election, what will Bitcoin do? Well, heavily respected multi-international bank Standard Chartered has been very clear.
I think we go to fresh all-time highs by the end of this year, no matter what happens in the US election. It would be relatively clear that a Trump presidency should be more positive, given he's been relatively constructive on Bitcoin in particular, but also the broader digital asset space over the last couple of years. So in his victory scenario, I predict we go to 125,000 for Bitcoin by the end of this year. In the Harris scenario, again, I think we do go higher, but to about 75,000 by the end of this year. And that's because Harris is definitely not President Biden. So President Biden has been quite negative on the sector the last few years. Earlier this year, in May, President Biden vetoed the SAB 121 repeal bill that had passed through the House and the Senate. So I think now that the sector has become politicized, if you like, it'll be very difficult for a then President Harris to a similar repeal to what President Biden has done. So again, a somewhat positive story, but a much more positive outcome in a President Trump 2.0.
Another thing to look at is our legislative branch here in the US, Congress, because these elections are taking place as well. Why this matters is if a Democratic president gets a Democratic Congress, it's typically much easier to pass actual policy, get it implemented. Yet, if a Democratic president has an all-Republican Congress, they're just at odds with each other, and it's very hard to get things passed. Same thing with the inverse. Yet, looking at the average annualized S&P 500 performance from the 1950s all the way to last year, markets have done the best with either a Democratic or Republican president, does not matter, with a divided Congress in both scenarios. Markets have actually done the second best with a Democratic president and all-Republican Congress, interestingly. The third best with a Republican president and an all-Republican Congress. Maybe the reason that a Republican legislative congressional branch markets do the best, maybe because less regulation, which leads to more growth. Now, what does the worst, historically, is a Republican president with an all-Democratic Congress. I don't think we have to worry. I mean, anything could happen. Nobody can see the future. I don't think this is very likely in this presidential race, only because the Democrats in the executive branch, Kamala and Biden, are in control now. Typically, when we have the next election, at least one of the congressional branches, House or Senate, tends to flip Republican. Also, let's not forget that BlackRock, as well as the other institutional ETF issuers, have been and currently are aggressively buying Bitcoin. Here's the updated number of Bitcoin held by US Bitcoin ETFs, and BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF has now hit over 400,000 Bitcoin held. If BlackRock's buying, it's typically a good idea to buy. They typically know something. The only thing for me...
400,000 Bitcoin held, and some of you guys here don't own any. 19% of you don't own any Bitcoin. What in the F are you guys doing? Why? Why don't you own any Bitcoin? Put $100 in. Put like $10 a week in. Just get yourself some so you have some.
That I could see that could stop this rocket ship of Bitcoin going at least to $100,000 by 2025, if not much more, is if there's a global war of some kind, strikes between nations. And I do think a Trump presidency in a lot of ways would be better for the altcoin market. Bitcoin, and let's say Ethereum as well, their legacy at this point, institutions like them. But for the altcoins, Trump has been more vocal. Although either way, Gary Gensler is going to be gone with either new administration. So in that way, altcoins next year.
Yeah. Wait, is she gonna get rid of Gary too? You think? Is she? Did she say that?
Versus altcoins for the past few years, it's going to get better because Gary Gensler is gone either way. I'm refreshing the odds right now. Wow. And Harris did just gain a little more. Like always, see you tomorrow.
Good luck. Good luck, as they would say on that movie Taken. All right. Recapping things. We're going to have to see what happens. I know the presidential election is going to be insane. I don't know. Whatever happens next week is going to be, it's going to be a shit show. Either way, anybody just joining, I'm gonna recap. We got Bitcoin 68,765, looks amazing. At Ethereum at 2523, Solana at $176. Dogecoin's pumping pretty hard today, 6% up on the day to 14 cents, 14 and a half just about. We got Caspa finally in the green at 12 cents. Let's see, Near Protocol up 1%, 1.2 to be exact, to $4.25. We got XRP at 51 cents, almost 52 cents if anybody cares. Phantom over here up 6% as well, 67 cents. Nice. Let's see, We got BitTensor. Where the hell is that? Where is BitTensor? Am I blind? I might be blind. Oh, right here. Duh. 520 bucks. BitTensor, 520 bucks. This shit hit $600 like 2 weeks ago. Crazy. BNB's at 595. Looking pretty good. All right, jumping over to crypto bubbles. Nothing really changed here. Biggest earner of the day still is this SPX 6900 over here to 94 cents, 94 and a half to be exact. Almost 20% though, up on the day. Biggest loser is Sui on the day in the top 100 coins anyways, to $1.70. Nice. Flashbang. Fear and Greed Index at a 72. Under 75 is good. That's where I when it gets over 75 is when I get a little bit worried, but we're gonna see that in the bull run regardless, and it's probably gonna stay there for a little bit, so we're gonna have to see. But guys, that is it. Unfortunately, I gotta get back to daddy duty. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this fine Monday morning. Hopefully no more political news throughout the rest of the week, but I know it's not going to be true, so I apologize if things get political for the next week, because that's pretty much all the news is going to be, if I had to guess, with the markets and who's going to get elected and all that bullshit. But whatever. Stay off Twitter if you want to get away from it. It's the only way to do it. It's literally AIDS. You guys have a good day. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out and stay warm. Sloth Squash, appreciate you. Later.
If she don't hawk to her, we don't talk to her.
Perfect.
Hawk to it. Spit on that thing.
I love titties.
Stop the cap.
Eat shit, Gary.